Okay, stop. You sit right here, Elspeth.
No! No!
You're just making...
This is horrific. It is Supernanny Saturday, and this week we are watching the Newsome Family. So let's grab our beverages and dive in.
Hi, I'm Blythe Newsome, and I'm a single mom with 6 kids.
Well, then they're all...
Lachlan is 13.
Laura, stop messing with that before you break it.
Aiden is 12. Aiden, go in your room. Daly is 9. Just walk down the stairs. Daly. Moira is 8.
I'm playing games!
Elsbeth is 5.
Ah!
And Finn is 3.
I can see why this family is one of the most watched families in Supernanny history because we have so much going on here. A decade of children from 3 all the way to 13. So we're going to be talking about toddler challenges as well as teenage problems, plus a divorce, moving, and a death in the family. It was a family friend, it was a nanny, but very close to the children, obviously very close to mom. So this is going to be a big one.
I was only there about 20 minutes, and I started to see exactly how chaotic this house was.
Daly. Okay, doorknobs are coming off.
And it drove Elspeth nuts.
No, Ellie, no!
Is Finn in there?
Yes.
A big part of parenting is helping our children meet their needs in a way that works for us and it works for all of the members of our family. So right now we have a younger child trying to play with an older child and it's not going well. He has run into a closet, has locked the door. None of this is working. It's not working for her, it's not working for the older brother, and it's not working for mom. So what needs to be done is a skill called positive intent. You go up to the younger child and you go, oh, you want to play with your older brother. So you're chasing him around with this hairbrush and laughing, and it's so much fun. That doesn't work for him. Instead, and then we give the alternative. And then the same thing goes with the older child running away. You wanted to get away from your sister, so you ran in the closet and then you locked the door. That doesn't work for our family. That's not safe. You can't be locked in. I can't be using a screwdriver. And then come up with a solution. Teach them, coach them. How do we talk to each other?
Mum had to unscrew the doorknob just to get Daly out.
Stop, Daly. You're gonna hurt somebody. Daly, we're not gonna lock doors in this house. Stop. 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 Stop.
Before we move on to the next scene, I do want to say our older children deserve spaces that are free from young children. Everyone deserves a break, even our older children. The younger children should not be able to just come up to them at any moment. They should have a place where they could take a break. You know how hard it is when you are around children. Sometimes you get overstimulated and you just need a break because the kid's constantly asking questions, pulling on you, let's do this, and it's not fair. Clearly, Daly has nowhere to go. He has 5 other siblings, a whole bunch of them are younger, and he just wants a little bit of space. And so mom's saying you can't do this, but she's not giving him an alternative. Where can he go? If he wants a break from his sister, where can he go? That would be my question to mom. Problem solve with your children. If you're having a problem, telling them no to what they're doing and not giving them a solution, how does that help?
The excuse card, which I'm gonna play, the divorce, the move, Nana dying, because when the divorce happened, Nana kept it together.
As a nanny, you become an integral part of a family. So I could relate how devastated this whole family were when they lost dear Nana.
So she was the giant staple.
Yes, she was.
It's a cool picture, huh?
Her smiling there.
I don't think it's an excuse card. Mom and these children have gone through a lot in the past, year and a half? That's a lot for people to go through in a lifetime, to compact it into such a small amount of time. I actually think if mom had it all together, that would be quite confusing for children because they are feeling these feelings. And for us to have it all together, it's kind of like, wait a second, am I not supposed to feel this way? Am I supposed to be perfect all the time? Think about it. Our children will one day suffer when we're not around. And that's a hard thing to think about. They will cry and feel sorrow, grief, maybe even about us when we're gone. And I want my children to know that it's okay to not have it all together. I want them to be able to look back on their childhood and like, mom didn't do it all right all the time. I think it's okay if mom's struggling and she even looks at her kids and goes, you know what? Nana used to discipline you guys a lot. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm going to look into it. And that's why we have Supernanny here.
Give me a bubble.
We're not gonna have a baba right now.
What's a bubba?
His bottle.
A bottle. Okay. How many of those does he have? How many of those does he have a day?
6 to 8. It has to be warm or he'll throw it at you.
Right.
Look.
All right. I recently angered a lot of people on TikTok. We are talking about hundreds of comments saying how wrong I am. And so I went into the demographics, which you can do as a creator, and lo and behold, almost 50% of the people who saw this TikTok were over the age of 55. And I went, oh, this makes so much more sense. The older generation is watching the younger generation struggle with a type of parenting called permissive parenting. It's letting your child walk all over you and you have no boundaries. You are not the leader of your home, and it causes so many problems. We're talking about, if you look at the research dating back to the 60s, these children grow up to be anxious adults, okay? This is not from me, and by the way, if you're new here, I'm Kristen. I'm an educator. I specialize in working with children with behavioral challenges. We're talking about autism, ADHD. We're talking about toddlers, teenagers in general. I'm also a parent of two myself, but I am just one person on this floating rock in the middle of space. It is a commentary channel. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. Permissive parenting is something we talk about a lot here on Mommy Breakdown. So when I clipped it up, of course, these people that are over 55, they're like, well, you know, at least she's putting up a boundary. And I'm like, yeah, at least you're right. That's the problem with short form content, is if you don't know me and you don't know our channel, you don't know that I talk about both authoritarian parenting and permissive parenting and how they both have some blind spots. Authoritarian parenting is great with expectations, great with boundaries, great with leaderships, but have a very low responsiveness. It's like, because I said so. I don't care about your opinion. I'm the one in charge. Permissive parenting is the exact opposite. It has lots of responsiveness, lots of care, and I'll listen to you, and you're just blah, 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 and then very low expectations. There's something in the middle that is just so beautiful that I want to shout to the rooftops that is totally possible to have, which is called authoritative parenting. We can parent and enforce boundaries without threats and attitude. We can parent and discipline through love. They can coexist.
Raisins. What's all that going on in there? Under this one.
I found my sandwich.
Okay, that's disgusting. You guys need to come and clean this off.
Mum doesn't reinforce anything, let alone have responsibilities for these kids so they can tidy up after themselves and keep a home they're proud of.
So who does all the washing and everything?
My mom.
Your mum, okay. Do all of you guys have chores and things? Do you all do things?
No.
No?
When children are involved in the upkeep of a home, there is so much more respect and care for the things inside of it. If a child is brushing their teeth and it is splattering on the mirror and they know that mom or dad or somebody else is going to clean it later, there's not a lot of thought process that happens. But when they know that they are then going to have to clean that up before they go to soccer practice or before blah, 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 it's going to mean something to them. They are going to be more respectful of the home because they are the ones doing the job. It's the same thing if you've ever taken a kid to buy something with their own money. They're so gentle with it. Mom, be careful. That's my special. Whatever. Because that's what teaches you that respect. Same thing when you cook food. If you cook food and they help cooking it, they will probably be more likely to eat it. They understand all the time that it took to maybe pick that in your garden if you are one of those green thumbs that I am not, or go to the farmer's market and pick it and prepare it and cut it, and they see all of the hard work that goes in it. We as parents are really good at talking to our children and telling them what to appreciate and being little lecturers, but the best lesson is in doing.
What happened to the home?
We had to sell it. It was just financially.
Right.
They're hard times.
Yeah, well, how many people in America
Exactly.
are having hard times? I want my life back. What do you want back?
My house back. I want Nana back.
Let's just take it one step at a time, literally. Just baby steps at a time.
Sweet Jo holding space for mom, allowing her to share these challenges while also acknowledging that she is not alone. I hope that you are doing well this holiday season, and if you're not, you are also not alone, and I am happy that you are here. That brings me to this concept of happiness. What is happiness? When we have our expectations and we have our reality, if that is very big and a large difference, it is hard to be happy because our world doesn't match what we want it to match. And of course we can work on these things. We have goals. It's the new year. What are you working on? But if we're constantly looking at this and we're over here, we can become very unhappy. And one thing to do that is studied well and is kind of corny is the practice of gratitude. So I want to take a moment and say thank you to you. Spiffy, our mascot, our wonderful little singer on the channel who would come visit and watch with us. He has died, as most of you saw in a little montage that I created about him. And I am beyond grateful for you to take the time to comment and share your memories about him, what you liked about him, that you loved to see him, that you loved him the way that I loved him. I will miss him so, so deeply. I'm grateful for you, for hanging out with me on Saturdays and being a part of this community.
Hey. Stop. You sit right here, Elspeth.
No!
You're just picking. That is enough.
I'm not sitting.
Okay, then you can sit there. She's there.
No, I got him. Oh.
Thank you.
No, I don't want to. Give me some. I love this meatball.
I know.
This is horrific. She screams at her sister. She grabs her by the hair to pull her off the chair, and then mom lets it happen. She has her move so that she can get the seat that she wants. There isn't a person on the planet who would look at this and say that that's okay, including mom. Why is she doing it? It's probably because she doesn't know what else to do and she just wants the screaming to stop. You are making it worse, mom. You are teaching your daughter that is getting abused that it's okay to get abused a little. You love your sister. And then you're teaching the one who is doing the action that that's how you get what you want. Just scream a little, yank somebody's hair, and then you'll get what you want. Not great lessons to teach your children. And I think mom knows that. And that's why Jo Frost is coming tomorrow back for Teach Day.
Wouldn't you clean your home?
We vacuum a couple times a day.
There's no way. What is the point in me being here right now? You tell me. What's the point in me being here right now, Blythe?
I know.
I need a woman opposite me. I need a woman, okay, and a mother. Then let me tell you something. You're being very disrespectful.
Criticizing
I'm here, correct, but you know what? I'm about to help you. I'm about picking up from the bottom and working all the way up to the top. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and pussyfoot around.
One thing about Jo that is very consistent season to season is that she will call out what she sees. And this does not go well with Mom because Mom is struggling and she's being criticized. And it's very human when we hear these criticisms to defend ourselves. And when she says we vacuum a few times a day, that's when Jo starts going, let's be real here. You're not vacuuming multiple times a day. I wonder sometimes what I would say during these parent meetings. I think it's similar to what I would say if I was talking to my children. Instead of harping on what they did wrong, I would just say, this isn't working, let's just move forward. But I think because of it being a TV show, they need this drama.
I don't want to walk back on the grass, but I sat there and played with the kids so many times. I don't want to go back there unless it's my home. I want to go back there and miraculously have it be what it was before.
You say goodbye to a house now, but you don't say goodbye to your memories. You remember them, they stay in your heart. You take those with you and you create new ones in your new home.
Goodbye, house. I have a new home now.
You do.
This makes me think of all the chapters that we go through in our lives where we do have to say goodbye, not even just to people, but to things like a home or even to a certain version of ourselves. I remember after having my second child, and if you've been around on the channel, you know that I did have postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. After that, I went to therapy, and my therapist did say I might benefit from just saying goodbye to that version of Kristen that just doesn't exist anymore. I kept on fighting and wanting to be that old version of myself that didn't struggle with anxiety and just fight it. My brain chemistry changed and just, I'm now allergic to dogs, and I've never been allergic to dogs after that pregnancy. It just changed my body. And there's a lot of healing that can be done in just saying goodbye. So that's what this scene made me think of as Mom was saying goodbye to the house. It's so corny. It really is. And it can be done in private, just you in a journal, you in some kind of little ritual. But if there's something that you are holding on to that's holding you back, saying goodbye to it could be very healing.
We're gonna throw Bobos away and drink out of a big boy cup, okay? I thought, I'm ruining his life. This is like gonna be one of those life-changing moments that this child is gonna be in therapy in for the rest of his life because I took his bottles away.
But eventually he stopped.
That was very hard for Mom, but she did it. It was time to say goodbye to the bottle in her mind. And so just cutting it off, ripping off the Band-Aid was the solution that Jo proposed. I personally wouldn't have done the whole collect the bottles and put them outside in a garbage bag technique. I probably would have done, today is our last day with bottles, let's enjoy them. And then I would just make them disappear while he is sleeping, and then just have options when he wakes up in the morning. And then again, just like Jo, if he is having the tantrum, I can or meltdown, I can comfort him through it. I can be there, I can offer alternatives, or I can just hold space for him and hold him. And then they work through it and it becomes less and less and less. It's the same thing if you've nursed and you've had to wean, or if you've even just had to say no to your kid for candy for the 18th time that day, or they want to stay at the park forever. We're going to have to say no to our children. And it helps them if we give a little bit of warning. That's why when you're at the playground and you say, hey, we're wrapping it up, 5 more minutes, let's go down the slide 3 more times. That will make that transition easier, just like maybe saying to him, this is our last day with the bottle, it could have made things a little bit easier. That's probably why I would have went that route, and then not having him see them be removed wasn't necessary. But the same thing of once they're in that moment, that's it. Like we're not going to give in once they're whining, no matter how long they're whining, if it's to nurse or it's to go back to the playground or whatever it may be. So good job on mom following through and working through those tears. You are not a bad parent if your kid is upset with you. You're doing your job.
Come downstairs, everybody. We're having a meeting.
So this was a time for mum to assert herself and get busy with these kids, but considering they've never picked up anything themselves, there was going to be a little bit of trouble.
Because I can't do it all anymore, guys. Every person has to make their bed before they go to school in the morning.
Oh, man.
Lachlan and Aiden, you are responsible for cleaning your bathroom, which
They're
that is
not
where
going
they're
in there. I'm not letting them in there.
Deal.
They can't take showers.
Deal. You three have the other bathroom, or you four.
I'm not using that one. Mom!
No buts.
We love the chore organization, the colors, the ribbons, and the sign that says no buts. That's hilarious. Kids like humor. Something I might add to this is before the meeting happens, going to each child individually with a little notebook, saying something like this. Oh, in a little bit, we're going to be talking about chores. Everybody's going to get assigned stuff. And I was just wondering, what kind of chores do you like to do and which are the ones that are the worst? And then writing it down and sharing with them that you're going to try your best to, do the ones that they like to do, but we all have to do things that we don't want to do. And maybe we can rotate it and discuss. Make sure that you're being respectful during the meeting, because if you have attitude with me during the meeting, then I'm definitely not going to take the time to try and give something to you that you want. Like, we have to be respectful to each other. I'm doing my best, you're doing your best. We're all going to work together so that when you do get together, it runs a little bit smoother because they feel special. They have that moment of just you. They were able to share what they like. That usually helps for situations like this where you're organizing an entire household. They still have their individual moment with you. So just a little something I'd add. But Jo and her sign, no buts. That was pretty funny.
Setting up the bedroom today was really fun. It was everybody in there together.
The nice thing is that when they finished, and all the kids jumped on the bed to join her.
It was a good thing for my mom to get a bed.
Oh, guess what? You're not sitting on my bed anymore.
No.
I think it's so cute to see moments like this where they're laughing together. We are complex humans, and just because I am criticizing Jo does not mean I dislike her. I'm just criticizing that moment, and when I do that on this channel, I do get some pushback because people are very attached. But I'm okay if you criticize something I say. I'm trying to practice what I preach. I'm not here for approval. I'm not here to make others happy. I'm here to just share things I've learned through being an educator, things I've experienced being a mother. But I mean, come on, we're all just doing our best here. So I like these lighter moments because I would go grab a coffee with Jo, probably. She's a hoot. And I'm sure this mother would be somebody I'd have play dates with my kids. Even if the previous scene I'm going, this is horrific. It's a TV show. We can all lighten up a little, learn. We're having fun. This channel is a bit of entertaining, a bit of education, and we're all doing our best.
Thankful for each one of you and for the happiness you bring to my life.
So it was time to bring back that old family tradition, and they'll take turns by using that special rock of nanas.
You know what, Ellie? I'm going to have you start. You get to hold the rock. And I want you to tell us, what was the worst part of your day?
I didn't play at school.
You didn't play at school? And what was the best part of your day?
Having dinner.
Mine too.
Kids love to share and be heard. We do something called the pit and the peach of the day. I learned it from my friend. And before I tuck in my kids to bed, they tell me their peach of the day and their pit of the day. It's that little bit of moment of connection. The more often we do that, the more likely our kids are to listen to us when we need them to, because we've connected with them and we've listened to them. And then we also get to hear each other and the challenges and the things that we're struggling with. That's actually something I love about saying grace with other people. When you pray together, you get to hear the struggles that somebody is thinking about, that's in their heart, the things, I don't know, that are just a little deeper. And to have those little moments, you know, whether you're religious or not, by using things like this, you get to hear the inner part of our children. And we look at them in the eyes and they all have their little moment. Yay. Okay, let's see where the Newsome family is now. This aired in October of 2008. It was a part of season 5 and it was episode 5. Events post episode. As of 2024, Mom is a communications manager at Covenant Hospice in Tallahassee. The oldest daughter graduated high school in 2013, got married in 2016, and her last name is now Shawl. She gave birth to a son named Lincoln on October 26th, 2019. Also, Aiden got married, and her last name is Moyle. Daly got married to a woman named Georgia in May of 2023. Aiden gave birth to a daughter in May of 2023, and Finn graduated high school in 2023. Lots going on with this family, but we did have many family members. Let's see if we can find some pictures. This is Mom's current Instagram. We have pictures of the family. Everyone's older now. We see the grandchildren, marriages. Everyone looks great. We see the engagement here. Babies. Oh my goodness, look at that little face. They have the blue eyes, just like Mommy. Very sweet. It looks like Mom is thriving with her adult children and her grandchildren now enjoying all of that hard work. Oh my gosh, look at that. How sweet. Thank you to the Newsomes for sharing your family with us so that we could learn on this show that we all adore called Supernanny. If you're interested in this kind of content, hit the subscribe and join us here on Mommy Breakdown, and I will see you next week.